Alright, just beat Doom the Dark Ages Revelations, the DLC. I've been highly anticipating this. Probably one of my most anticipated games of the year, even though it's not a game, it's a DLC. But it's pretty long, honestly. I'm not done with it yet, and I'll tell you what I mean by that, because I'm reviewing it, because I did finish it, but I'm also not done with it. I'll explain that in a sec, because this one's going to be a little different than how I usually review them because of that. But, as always, let's just run down the line of topics, and I'll give it my thoughts. So, Doom the Dark Ages Revelations, starting with plot. I was honestly very excited for the plot going into this game, because I was looking at the trailer and there were some crazy looking things, like the classic shotgun, fucking like classic looking Doom sequences. I'm not talking about just the classic Doom sequences that are like clearly throwbacks to old levels, or you play through old levels with the current Slayer. I'm talking about like newly built levels where you're running through them with the super shotgun in the middle of the fucking screen. And I was looking at that and I was like, are we gonna see more from like Doom 2 era Slayer, like the old ass Slayer? I mean, you kind of do. I mean, I'm not, like, I haven't looked up anything. This is just what I thought. This is my thoughts, like, literally. I could be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure the clips that you see are from before Doom 1 even, because he's not on Mars. Like, I'm pretty sure he gets sent to Mars. It's probably, but I'm assuming it's before Doom 1 even takes place. You know, it says Doom Marine, which is what he is, you know, on Doom 1, 2, 64. But they just didn't do too much with him, honestly. I think the weakest part of this might be the plot, which I know whether Doom even needs a plot is always getting debated. I like that Doom has a plot. I really like a lot of the plots. Like, I really like the I like the Doom plot, like the modern Doom plot from 2016 to Eternal to the Dark Ages. I really do. And it felt like this was really a chance to like really make it shine, like really connect it back to those old games, which like I would love to see. And they kind of did it, but they kind of didn't. It's like, let me summary of the plot real quick. Doomslayer gets his ass beat by like some guy after the events of the Dark Ages. He gets his ass beat like some really cool looking guy. Looks like Godric the Grafted from Elden Ring. And he gets fucking sent down into Purgatory, and he's trying to escape Purgatory and come back and beat that guy's ass, basically. But while that's happening, there's some bullshit going on with like the con maker, who's saying like she's taken over hell because you killed Satan in the main campaign. Not Satan, I forgot what his name was, Azrak. And the con maker's like, well, somebody needs to lead these demons, and she is so generously offering to lead the demons, but what she's gonna take over hell and unleash demons on Earth. So like, you're trying to stop her from doing that. You're also trying to get out of Purgatory, beat this guy's ass. King Novik dies somewhere in the mix there. And yeah, you know, the actual game plot itself is fine. Like, it's basically like, yeah, there's some shit going on with the con maker, but like the real heart of the plot is guy beat your ass, sent you down to Purgatory, and you're trying to get out of Purgatory to come back and beat his ass. And then like, that's the main, and it's a fine plot. I'm not expecting anything crazy. The stuff going on with the con maker and the sentinels, that's all cool. Like, I liked seeing that go down. What was a little bit of a letdown was I really thought this was the time to like, because when I heard that they're making when I heard about the Dark Ages base game, I was hyped, because I was like, oh, we're gonna see we're gonna connect old Doom to modern Doom. This takes place before 2016 and between 64 and 2016. This is hype. And then you played the Dark Ages, and I love the Dark Ages. Like, that game is like a really strong 8 to a light 9 out of 10 for me. I love that game. And you know, they didn't really connect it back to the original Doom that much. Like, I didn't see, like, in Doom, honestly, the most they've ever connected it back to me felt like in Doom Eternal, when they show him getting picked up after Doom 64, and you know, the huge guts scene, that shit. And it's kind of like, it's an okay scene. I would have loved to see it with the new Doom graphics. Like, Doom looks fucking amazing, this game, the Dark Ages. So they didn't really do it too well in the Dark Ages base game. So I thought, like, based off the trailer clips where I'm seeing you running around with the super shotgun in the middle of the HUD in newly crafted levels, I'm thinking, oh, they're going back for sure this time. We're gonna see like the Slayer's, or I'm gonna see Daisy and shit. Like, I'm gonna see all this shit. You don't see any of that shit. Like, I don't even know what the point of the flashbacks were, really. Like, you kind of just run in these flashbacks. You run through after you beat a level, he's collecting stones to escape Purgatory, and with each stone it gives him like a flashback. Like, it's just like you're running through a place killing guys in one flashback, then each flashback picks up exactly the last one left off. Then you plant bombs then you keep going and you blow up the place, but there's a little girl and you're running out and the girl's at the door and she gets scared of you and then she runs in and dies and you're like, oh no. I think it's very cool just keeping the plot, like, I don't really need to know why the Doomslayer is so angry, other than they killed his rabbit and he got banished to fucking Mars in the original game. That's enough. He doesn't need like some crazy, like, I don't need this emotional, like, oh, this little girl. And also, they didn't even do that good of a job with it. Like, it came out of nowhere. Like, all of a sudden, there's a little girl at the door, and he's like, don't go, and she runs in and dies. The plot is good. It's just good. The flashbacks, other than the flashbacks, the plot's good.
Adding this in post, because from watching this video, it's clear I didn't understand the backstory plot. It's not that. I thought in this video, he just felt bad because he couldn't save one, like, kid from this, like, explosion, and I was like, man, that's kind of fucking lame. They should have just kept the backstory ambiguous. But what actually they're trying to show here that I didn't pick up on because I'm stupid, I guess, or maybe just wasn't that well delivered. He got tricked into blowing up that hospital by his commanding officer. They just told him to blow up this hospital, and they didn't tell him that people were still in it. So as he's leaving, he sees this one girl, and he's like, oh fuck, all these people were in it, and I just killed them. And he did. He killed them all. Which yeah, that's a lot better than what I thought, which was just like he couldn't save one kid. But at the same time, I feel like the backstory's plot still wasn't that good. Like, the playing through the sections were very cool, and they felt very cool because it felt like you were playing for, like, you're building up to something. Like, oh my god, I finally get to play as Doom Marine. I wonder why. Like, what is it that they're trying to show me? And then you get to what they're trying to show you, and it's just like, okay. I don't know, man. That's just what I thought about it. Anyways, moving on.
The flashbacks, they're questionable. They just weren't needed. And, like, why are you gonna get me hyped for something that's, like, basically non-existent? Like, they didn't add anything, really. So, yeah. Moving on. Characters. Yeah, okay. I have a character section. What am I gonna talk about here? The Doomslayer is, like, literally the only character in this shit. I'm not gonna talk. The Doomslayer is the Doomslayer. He's cool. What can I say? He's fucking cool. I will say I don't like that they're getting, like, he shows his face too much now. It's nice. I think, like, maybe once a game as a little treat, he takes off his helmet and you get to see it. Like, they did it pretty well in Eternal, where it's like, oh, he takes it off at the end and he's like, no, that shit, that was fire at the end of the fucking Ancient Gods Part 2. So then in this game, in the base campaign, I was already like, oh, they're taking off his helmet a little bit too much. This is such a nitpick, by the way. It's so stupid. I've got talking about characters. This is all I can talk about Doomslayer. And then all of a sudden in this campaign, he's basically wearing no helmet the entire campaign. So it's like, okay. It's fine, though. What are you going to do? He looks cool. His outfit looks cool. He's just like, I would have liked the helmet. And then you get the Predator suit at the end, which is fucking awesome, by the way. That's such a cool moment. Only other character who really has any presence, I mean, I could talk about the Con Maker, but, like, they didn't do anything new with the Con Maker. She's just the Con Maker from Doom Eternal. Same with I can't even remember the woman's name from the base campaign. She's there for a bit. The only other character who has, like, a bit of screen time, actually there's two. There's not much to say about either, though. I forgot, the Architect, who he saves you and he crafts you a new suit. Cool guy. Not much to say other than cool design, cool guy. I think his motive was, like, he just wanted you, he didn't like the demons, he wanted you to kill him, so he helped you. Cool guy, I like his design. That's about it. The other guy, the final boss, also don't got much to say about him. I'm pretty sure he's a Hell Priest. His design is incredible. Like, genuinely. What an insanely cool design for a boss. That shit is fucking amazing. Like, he looks so badass. And, he doesn't do much. Well, he does what he needs to do for the story, right? But they didn't, like, these characters aren't some intricately, complexly woven characters. You play as, like, the aura farmer. That's what you are. And then all the other characters are there to help you increase your aura. But, like, this character was actually cool. Like, this fucking boss character, I can't even remember his name. He looks fucking sick. Like, he looks amazing. Anyways, moving on. World. Man, there's, like, everything I need to talk about is in gameplay, so I'm just skipping. I'm gonna go world. Actually, no, I can talk about world and level design. I think, for the most part, this DLC is basically better than the main campaign. I like the main campaign too, a lot, in every way except for the world. The world design, it's okay. There's nothing too special about it. You got, like, another Lovecraftian level, but it's kind of like a lesser version of the one for the main campaign. So whatever. You got, I'm not talking about the way they're designed. Like, the platforming and the arenas are designed well. I'm talking about visually, how cool they are. First level is kind of just like what the ending of the base game looked like. when the second level was snowy, you know, it was fine. I like that they differentiated. The fourth level, you know, you already seen snow in Eternal. The fourth level was like in this like white kind of sandy area, which that was pretty cool. They've never done anything like that before. And then the final level was sick. Whenever you see the Doomslayer interacting with other people, it is cool because like he's just like brooding, and they're like, "Oh, get away!" Final level, you're going through like the Sentinels' fucking place, their town. That is all like very cool set piece. Everything going on there is very sick, and then you fight the final fucker. And yeah, you know, I think if there's one thing that I loved about the Dark Ages base campaign, it's the level design and visually. I mean, like, yeah, the arenas are designed good. They're great actually, but visually, I'll never forget how hyped I was for the Dark Ages. I was waiting for that game. It got announced. I was so hyped. I was counting the days the game dropped, and I'll never forget when I first loaded into that game and you play the first level, and it's like you're in this like medieval ass fucking like castle area, like fucking trudging through the mud, and it's fucking raining, and it's at night, and you're like, you know, you're boogieing down the fucking alleyways with your shotgun. That, holy shit, I was like busting while playing that shit. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's fucking raining at night, and there's mud, and there's castles and medieval shit. There's so many cool, just visually like incredible to me places that you see in the base campaign. And you know, this game, like, it's not like a huge step down from that. It's like they just didn't push it any further. It's a little bit less. If the base campaign's like visual spectacle is like a 9 out of 10, this one's like maybe an 8 out of 10, right? It's not bad, it's just not as good. That's basically all the complaints out the way. The plot and the visual design, and like I said, none of those are, the plot, you know, debatable. It's like the visual design, it looks good, don't get me wrong, it looks good. It's just like, obviously I knew I wasn't gonna get that same feeling from the first time playing the base campaign. Like I said, the first level, and I knew I was in for a treat. I knew it wasn't gonna be like that. They couldn't do it. Like, it was just, it had to do with how hyped I was and all that shit too. But like, it looks good, but I do think it doesn't look as good. Okay, soundtrack. Yeah, they got Finishing the Move doing the soundtrack again, and like, yeah, you know, I liked it's not Mick Gordon. Everybody's gonna say that, right? But I like the Dark Ages soundtrack. There are a couple standouts for me, for sure. The final boss theme of that shit bangs. So I went into this, you know, I thought it was gonna be about the same. Like, yeah, this is a good soundtrack, great soundtrack. Honestly, I think if Mick Gordon soundtracks are 10s, which they are, then like Finishing Moves are like light 8s to me. So this one is also in that light 8 territory. I think this one has a couple standouts that like really stand out. Like, I was hearing them, I was like, oh shit, this bangs. Like the blast beats and shit, I was like, okay, bang in my head. And then like there's a couple standouts that I think stand out for the wrong reasons, where I was like, this in my Doom game, dog. You know what I mean? I can't name them though. A lot of the tracks in both the soundtracks kind of blend together. Like, I do, like, other than like the final boss theme in the main campaign, that's the only song I really go back to anymore, because I mean, that shit is a banger. But don't get me wrong, there's amazing songs on the base campaign. There's some bangers in here too, no doubt. It's just like, you know, I'd say the soundtrack's about on par to the base campaign soundtrack, but there's like one or two moments where I was kind of like listening, and I was like, what? Like, this is kind of questionable. But, you know, it's still good. It's fucking, like, I feel like your soundtrack, it's a Doom game. It has to be good. Like, it literally has to be good. So, and they did. It's good.
Yo, interrupting again just to say, I had to listen to this damn soundtrack a lot while editing the videos, and it really grew on me. Like, I think it's a lot better than the base campaign soundtrack. I think there are a couple songs on here, more than a couple. Like, half the songs on here are genuinely really, really good. Like, this shit bangs. That's it.
Okay, the main part, gameplay. Gameplay is basically better in every single way than the main campaign in this. Like, and that's what really matters in a Doom game. So I'm glad to say that it is better in every way. They introduce a couple new mechanics. One, you got the spear, which I never really thought about the Dark Ages in a way where it's like, if you take the shield away from the Dark Ages, like, what makes the Dark Ages base campaign so like that stand and fight, grounded and heavy, fucking like you feel like a tank, it all has to do with the shield. So if you take away the shield and give me something agile like a spear, then suddenly it completely shifts the gameplay. So with the shield, you have your movement options. Like, you throw your shield, it stuns them, right? You have the shield bash to like close gaps, and you have blocks and parries. With the spear, you lose all that, and instead you gain the slash attack, which basically works as your throwing shield move. It does the same thing. Like, when enemies are glowing red hot, you throw your shield, you swing your fucking spear. you also have an infinite meat hook. Like, you could meat hook so much. It's insane. Like, they just fucking open the floodgates on like how much that you can meat hook, and it's amazing for it. Like, I fucking love the meat hook in Eternal, and this thing, you just get it so much in this game. Like, with the spear, it's amazing. So you get that, you get the slash attack, and that's really the main things you get with it. Slash attack, meat hook, and you get 2 dashes like Eternal, and the dashes recharge real quick. So if anything, I feel like the movement is like you're still slower than Eternal because you're still that tank, but like you have 2 really quick dashes that recharge faster than Eternals, and then you have an infinite meat hook, which in Eternals it wasn't like as infinite as it is here. Like, you could literally just like meat hook, meat hook, meat hook everywhere. And then on top of that, you keep upgrading your shit, and you get a couple more options. You get like a slam attack that like is really useful because when you upgrade it, it makes everybody who hits by it gets hit and drops their health. So that's really good. And then the other 2 aren't as practical. Like, I don't know when I would use the stab attack or the I can't even remember what the other one is because I never used it. But you know, you have good shit there. So, and you could easily, with the push of 1 button in the middle of gameplay, swap between shield and spear. So there's so much more now to the gameplay. For people who are complaining about this game being too slow, problem solved. Like, the spear gives you all the mobility you could want, and it's so fun to play with. I played basically the whole campaign with it because, you know, it's the fucking DLC. This is like the main gimmick of it. I'm gonna use it, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. The spear is great. It completely changes the gameplay. Like, just the spear alone changes so much, like the way you play the game immensely. Like, I wasn't standing around anymore. I was playing that shit like Eternal, and you have perfect dodges. So like, I was honestly perfect dodging more than I was parrying once I got the spear. So yeah, spear is great addition, genuinely. Like, elevates the gameplay. The fact that you can just switch between the shield and the spear whenever you want. 2 completely different play styles, but like some are beneficial more for like different scenarios. It's amazing. Added some new enemies too. Holy fuck, the Revenant, or not the Revenant, the Archvile dog. Oh my fucking god, this is like the most annoying he's ever been, low-key, in my opinion. Like, he just doesn't stand still. Like, he doesn't, it's so fucking annoying. Like, I get it. Like, I never in the game was raging and I was like, that's bullshit, because usually when I died, it was like I could just be like, okay, I should have locked in there. But man, the Revenant is so goddamn annoying, dude. It's not, I'm not saying he's badly designed, he's just so annoying, which he is in every game, but in this game, holy shit, is he annoying. And like, there's certain scenes where like this sucker covers the whole screen in projectiles, and I'm like, they're like, oh my god, this is like fucking anime right here. So he's good in that way, but like, holy shit, is he annoying. That's really the main enemy they added. They added a few more who like aren't as memorable, based off the fact that I can't even remember them right now.
Yeah, we didn't mention the demon who rides around with like no legs, and he's on like 1 wheel, and he has a shield. One of the coolest demons I've ever added.
Yeah, and then you have 2 bosses, or 2 like new bosses. The base campaign didn't have that many bosses either, but like the bosses were long in the base campaign. So in this one, I was expecting the same thing. I was like, okay, 2 bosses. You get the first one, he's like 3 phases, and he's just kind of like a guy, and he got 3 phases. So I was like, okay, the final boss is gonna be long as shit, just like base campaign, which is great because I love the base campaign final boss. The first boss in this one, the 3-phase guy, he's okay. Like, he's not that special. He's just kind of, I had fun fighting him. Like, I really had to lock in for him because he has this one bullshit fucking move. This is maybe the only bullshit in the whole game, and even that is debatable as bullshit. There's like one move where he flies up and he starts like shooting little lines at you, and you just like got a you got to strafe between them. That shit can get a little bullshit. But like, other than that, that was low-key a tough fight. That fight was way tougher than the final boss for sure. That shit actually had me like going through it. But I mean, I think I was a little harsh on him when I was actually playing him. He's a good fight. He's just like not that. He's not like, oh my god, that was amazing. Like when I beat the final boss in the base campaign, I was like, yo, that was low-key amazing. This boss, I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good fight. I think if they made him look cooler, that could have done a lot because he kind of is just like a guy. But boss design wise, he's good. And maybe 3 phases was pushing it. Like he could have just been 2. Then you get but thinking that, I was like, okay, 3 phases, final boss, this shit might be 5. In the video, I was literally like 5 phases. It's 2 phases, and like they're 2 really fun phases, but it feels like it was the beginning to like something more, you know? Like if these were the first 2 phases of the fight, and then it had 1 or 2 more phases after, I would have been like, oh fuck, that was fucking amazing. So like it was a really solid first 2 phases, definitely more fun and more like visually, like more of a visual spectacle and more fun to play than the first fight by miles. But like it felt like it was leading to something, you know, like there should have been at least one more phase after doing something completely different, because like the first phase and the second phase really aren't that different. They're just like slightly tweaked, the second one versus the first one, and they're fun, you know. I had a good time. It is a really fun boss, and he's like, he has so many different moves, like it's fucking pandemonium out there fighting him. But he's really not that difficult either. Like the fucking first guy took me like 30-40 minutes. This second guy, I think I got him like in 2 or 3 tries. And he's like the really cool looking guy that they were hyping up the whole game, that beats your ass at the beginning of the game. Like he beats your ass at the beginning of the game and sends you down to purgatory, and then he's like not that difficult. It's still, like I said, it's a fun fight, and it's a really good fight too, like I said, but it just feels like it's leading to something that it didn't lead to. But I can forgive it because, well, I don't know if I can forgive it yet. I know I didn't realize how much post-game content was in this game, and I don't just mean like, oh, go collect your collectibles and shit. I was gonna do that, and then I realized, I was like, oh man, that just means I have to run around collecting a bunch of fucking, what's it called, platinum. I don't want to do that shit. But then you go back to each level, and there's 3 new challenges in each level, and that unlocks a secret final boss, apparently, like the true final boss. So if this true final boss is a mega slapper, then like it makes sense why the final boss was kind of like leading up to something, you know what I mean? Like, because he wasn't the final boss. The only reason the final boss is a little bit of a letdown is because he is the final boss. If he was like a boss in the middle of the game, I would be like, oh my god, that was an amazing fight. But like, he just doesn't reach the climax that the game needs. But if this true final boss is a mega banger, then all problem solved. So when I get there, I get there. That's what I meant earlier by saying I didn't fully beat the game yet, but I beat the game. I beat the base game, but I'm still going back and doing the challenges, and then I'll probably do a cut, and then I'll talk about how the post game was in a sec, plus with all the final boss and all that fun shit. But I can tell you right now, you got to go back to each of the levels. There's 5 levels, but you can't go back to the first one because they didn't add anything new into that. So there's really 4 levels surrounded in this hub, and you have to go back to each of them and do 3 challenges. And I did it for the first 2 already. So I'm gonna save talking about that for when I talk about all of them. But I'll tell you, the challenges are a time trial, which is pretty fun, and it's like a good challenge. A classic Doom level, which is just like fun, like it's just seeing a classic Doom level, you know, with the fucking Dark Ages Slayer. It's fun. And then basically like the Slayer Gate, which holy fuck was the second one difficult. I'll talk about that, like I said, later, but holy shit, I think it took me like 40 minutes in one run to beat that shit. I was just like doing circles. Yeah, gameplay is very strong here. Like, it is very strong. It's like, just they took the main campaign and they listened to people's complaints and they made it better. They just improved everything. The gameplay is so good. The new enemies are great. I don't know if the fucking, what's his name, oh fuck, I don't remember the name of the demon who like throws lost souls at you. I don't remember if he was in the base campaign or not, but like they brought him back if he wasn't in this, and yeah, he's good here too. Not nearly as annoying as Arcvile. And like I said, the other new demons they added were also pretty fun. The bosses are both fun, and I still haven't beaten the last one, so we'll see how that goes. And this game it's very interesting that they went for like the format that they did. It's not mission based like every other Doom game. It's you have a hub, and the hub connects to the 4 levels, and then you're going like in and out of these levels throughout the game. So that's actually a very cool idea. You know, when I was playing the game and I saw it, like while you're playing the levels, you see pink areas, and you know, like the pink areas you can't get to until you beat the game, the campaign. And I was seeing that, and I was like, man, this is just kind of padding for time. Like, they're gonna make me come back and just do this shit because they wanted to get more time on this shit. But knowing what those pink areas are, they're not just like collectibles locked by an area. It's like the 3 challenges, and that adds like a shit ton of time. Like, getting the first 2 levels done, clearing those 3 challenges in the first 2 levels took me like 4 hours. So like, yeah, it makes sense why they wouldn't just throw that in the main fucking campaign of Revelations. You got to come back for it after if you really want to do it. It almost, like, this is not nearly to the same degree, but it almost reminds me of Silksong in a way, where like you had the ending, but then if you really wanted the real ending, you had to put in like an extra like 15 hours of work, like going through all this shit. Like in this game, I think it's gonna take me an extra like 8 hours of work on top of the base campaign to get the true ending, because I already put in 4 for the first 2. Like, that fucking Slayer Gate took me so long. The second one, like an ungodly amount of time. No new guns in the DLC, but there is like a kind of like a gimmicky one that I'm gonna unlock. You unlock it by beating all 4 classic Doom levels. Like I said, I'm working on it to get the true ending. The original super shotgun from Doom 2, I'm pretty sure is what you get, or it might just be the combat shotgun. No, it's low-key definitely the combat shotgun now that I'm remembering it. But yeah, you get that, which yeah, that's cool. I'll have to try it out to actually pass judgment on if it's useful or not. But based on the fact that it's fucking key binded to the same key as the big fucking crossbow, makes me think it's not useful at all. Just like in Eternal, where you got the fucking gun from Doom 64, I can't remember what it's called. That shit was not useful at all, and it was binded to the same the key as the fucking BFG. It's just like, I would never choose to use that over the BFG. So I have a feeling it's going to be the same in this game, but like, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I don't think I'm sounding negative, but like, I had an amazing time playing this game. Like, there are moments, we can include this as the best moments part that I always do. There are moments in this game, the best moments in this game are just when you're facing a really difficult challenge and you're locked the fuck in and you're just in there like doing everything right, run around, bang. You pull out this gun, shoot him, move away, pull out that gun, parry. Like, I love the parry system. It was such a good idea to put that in this game. Those are the best moments of the game by far. And like, cause afterwards, like, I'm like, holy fuck. Like, there's one moment I'll probably include in the video where I was like, literally, like, I was like, oh, I was like popping off like while playing, because I was like just so into it. Like, it is so fun, genuinely. It almost reminded me of Eternal, like the same feeling I got playing Eternal, where you just feel so fucking locked in and you're like, bang bang, like you got this for this and you got that for that and that needs that. It's kind of got the same feeling in this DLC, where I'm juggling all these different things, juggling the spear, the shield, the fucking guns, and all of these enemies are coming at me and I'm like, fucking bam, register that, focus on him, do this shit. When you're locked in, it is unbelievably fun. Like, genuinely, it is such a fun campaign that they made here to play through. When I review shit, I have the same format for everything, and like half of the format is plot, characters, world. There's just not a lot to say about that here, which maybe made it sound negative, but like, that's not what they cared about. They didn't care about that shit. They cared about the gameplay, and it showed, because the gameplay is fucking amazing. It is so fun, genuinely so fun. Can't remember, did they add any more systems? Oh yeah, there's like the new upgrade tree. You could upgrade your spear a shit ton, like get a bunch of abilities on that bitch. And then you could, you know, they reset your armor upgrade, so you could upgrade your health, ammo, and shield armor, you know, which is the same as the base campaign. They took away all your shield upgrades too, but they give it back to you after you beat the game. Took away the big fucking crossbow too. They give it back to you once you beat the game. Just putting that in there. So yeah, overall thoughts. You know, overall thoughts is gonna wait, because right now, cut to me after beating the final boss. You've already seen me, because this is put up after the last video for the fucking game, but I'm doing all the grinding off screen, and then I'm going to record the final boss, which you already know if you saw it. So cut to that, have my thoughts on the post game, and then I'll give my overall thoughts right now. Go. I've returned after finishing the Revelations post game content, and it was really good, I can't lie. To break it down, you have the base DLC had 5 levels plus the HUD. You can't go back to the first level, because that was before you got your ass beat by the guy and lost all your equipment. So there's 4 levels that you could go back to, and in each of these 4 levels, now that you have the master key from beating the game, you could go in there and unlock all these new pads. And these pads are basically like shortcuts around the levels, and they have like secrets, and they're like blood gold or blood platinum and shit like that. But in each of these 4 levels, there's 3 challenges you have to do in each one, and they're all the same. They follow the same format. 1 classic level, 1 time trial level, and 1 Slayer gate, basically. So in total, you have like 12 things to do. The 4 classic levels are just, you know, it's fun. They're just like a fun time for you to like point at and be like, oh, that's the classic Doom in the Dark Ages. They're fun to play through. Weren't that much of a challenge. I like them. The time trials, I really like the time trials, because except the last one, I'll explain why in a sec. The time trials though, like, they felt like a very fair challenge. Like, they were challenging, but I never had to retry them more than like once. So those were a good time. You got to beat them in under 3 minutes, and there's always a clear goal. The reason why I didn't like the last one as much is because there's not a clear goal. It's just like defeat all the enemies. Well, I don't know when the enemies are going to stop spawning, you know. The other ones, it's always like, okay, I know if I'm close or not. And then lastly, there's the Slayer gates, Praetor challenges is what they're called here. And yeah, those are they're tough. They're actually incredibly tough. I got stuck on the second one for over an hour, like hour and a half. The run where I beat it took me 40 minutes because I was just like running around. I never could stop moving or else I would die. But to be fair, I did forget that I had the crossbow, the big fucking crossbow, until like the third one. And then once I remembered that, it kind of made the last two a lot easier because I was like, you could always just wipe the fucking floor of enemies with that thing. But doing the first two, especially the second one, no crossbow, holy damn, like that whooped my ass. It was actually tough. But yeah, I had a good time going back. And honestly, this post game is so fat. It would have, like, I don't even view it as a post game. It feels like the main game. Like if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have felt like I beat the game, because it's not like you're going back in these levels and you're just going to mark these 3 areas. You go back in these levels and right at the beginning there's a gate and there's a different path that you take. So you're taking a completely new path to get to these 3 areas. So it's kind of like completely new content. Like I think I made a comparison earlier, but it reminds me of Silksong. Not getting the true ending feels like you didn't beat the game, because there's like 15-20 hours of content locked behind getting the true ending, and that's not even including all the extra shit. That's just like stuff you need to do to get the true ending. This game, it's like, yeah, you could just get the normal ending, but it really doesn't feel like it's over until you get this ending. This feels like the actual ending, and the other ending just feels like eh. And I'll tell you why. Because yeah, you go in these levels, and like I said, completely new paths and 3 challenges, which are all a good time. Do that, and then you unlock the final boss of the game, the true final boss, and it is amazing. It is an amazing fight. You go, it's underneath the hub. Negatives. I only have 1 negative. He looks a little bit lame. Like, it's funny because the final boss in the game, I was saying he looks absolutely incredible, but it felt like more of like a middle of the game boss. Like he doesn't live up to the hype in a way. He looks insane. This one is probably the best boss in any Doom game ever, like genuinely. And you know, Doom doesn't have the best bosses, but I wouldn't say they have like bad bosses either. They're just like, the bosses in Doom games are either like good, or sometimes they're great. A couple of the bosses in the Ancient Gods were great. I like the Conmaker fight a lot. I like the final boss Azrak in the base game of Dark Ages a lot. This fight blows both those out of the water. It's genuinely an incredible fight. And he only has 1 health bar, but it's a fat health bar. He just looks a little bit lame. He just looks like the fucking meatballs who throw the lost souls at you, just like a big one. I don't know why they decided to do that. Did they just like, they didn't feel like designing another guy? But they designed a whole fucking fight for him, and it's insane. Like genuinely, it is an insane fight. It took me like over an hour to beat it. It's tough. It's great though. Like I said, if you don't do this post-game stuff, I feel like you're missing out on a big part of the game. I'm not talking about, like, I'm not saying go get all the collectibles. I didn't even get all the collectibles. And there's like master arenas you unlock after, which yeah, those feel like post-game content. Like getting the master arenas feel like post-game content, but the stuff before that you unlock after beating Revelations feels like base game. And also the credits don't even roll after you beat the base DLC. It's not until you beat the end game that you get the credits. So I think it was intended. I don't know why they did it this way. Like they could have just made this the ending here, not made like a fake ending before it. But it definitely elevates the experience a good amount for me. That final boss was amazing. He was great. Final thoughts on the game, the DLC. I think I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, honestly, because the base game for me was like a strong 8 to a light 9. This DLC, like I said, it feels just better than the base game in pretty much every way that matters. You know, soundtrack might be a little bit worse in some places. Visually, maybe a little bit worse. Plot might be a little bit worse. But what it matters in gameplay, it far exceeds the base campaign. I mean, it is so fun. And the final boss, the true final boss, is so good. Like, such a treat. This must have been the final boss they're hyping up, because I saw, like, I think Hugo in an interview, Hugo Martin was like, this is probably the best final boss, or the best boss we ever made. He definitely wasn't talking about the final boss, was he? He was definitely talking about the true final boss, because, yeah, it was amazing. It blows the final boss out of the water. It blows basically any boss in the Doom franchise out of the water. And I'm not even exaggerating. I don't think, like, genuinely is just that good. So, light 9. It was worth the wait. I had a really good time with this game, and it's fat too. I think it took me like damn near 15 hours to finish it. Let me check, honestly, now I'm curious. I think it took 15 hours for me to finish it, and that's not even 100%ing it. Like, I didn't get all the collectibles. I didn't get all the I didn't do the master trials after either, or I mean the master arenas. I did one of them. I didn't do all of them though. So there's still like at least 5 hours of content, I think. So you're paying, I don't know how much the DLC was, because I pre-ordered the game with the deluxe, so I just got it for free because I technically bought it a year ago, but I think it's 20 bucks. 20 bucks you're getting 15 hours of content just to beat the game, plus an extra 5 if you want to get it 100%. That feels like a pretty good deal right there, and it's quality content, dog. So great job, id Software, you did it again. They haven't missed in so long. Anyways, 9 out of 10, I'm gone.